Welcome to the stream, it's Dragonspirit Games, where coding's like magic and pixels burst to flames. With far participation and Gandalf school, he's crafting epic worlds and breaking all the rules. It's Dragonspirit Games where the fun never ends. Picking up friendly minds, making games with friends. He chuckles on the accents, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made. Eating pixel art for breakfast, coding with a grin. He's a wizard with the keyboard. Where do we begin? His games are accessible for everyone to play. Come on in, join the fun. Let's go the day away. It's Dragonspirit Games where the fun never ends. Picking up friendly minds, making games with friends. He juggles all the assets, pixels on parade. Watch him build a world where legends are made. So hit that follow button and join the magic quest with Dragonspirit Games. Come gaming with the best. It's Dragonspirit Games where the fun.
Well. How is everybody doing today on this beautiful Monday? I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and if not, then I hope your day gets better. Anyway, without further ado, just start and get us into view. There we are. What is this? You have a new emote that you're using from the channel of Nurkmind, apparently. Nice. Welcome in, Incredible. Welcome in. So for those of you who do not know, nowadays I'm live both on YouTube and on Twitch. So you can follow me on whichever is your favorite. And go ahead and check it out. If you like YouTube better, then welcome in on YouTube. And if you like better to be on Twitch, then by all means, you're also welcoming on Twitch. So from the looks of it, it looks like Incredible nowadays is on both chats. I don't know. I'm not sure. At least I see you. I'm not sure. I'm just saying something. I'm not even 100% sure that he's anywhere. It's like omnipresent, right? He's always everywhere, this guy. Anyway, welcome in, you guys. You're on Twitch. Good. Right now on Twitch. Yeah, Fran is in here lurking from YouTube. So we got somebody here on YouTube as well, which is nice. So we have a little bit of both. I can tell you guys if somebody's saying something on YouTube, because I do not yet have the way to show you guys what people are saying on a different medium. However, you can be live and I will see everything you say either way. So let me begin by telling that a while ago I made a rubber ducky. Hey, David, welcome in. A while ago I made a rubber ducky for one of the kids in our neighborhood. And today I learned that today is her birthday. I will not say her name, but basically one of the teachers of the kids, the English teacher of my kids, has a daughter, and her daughter is actually having her birthday today. And that made me think about the rubber ducky again. But happy birthday, in case you would be watching. I will not mention your name because I don't know if that's so nice for people who are just following me or just not following even, and just want to be safe and not followed or whatever by anyone. So no names, but happy birthday. You know who you are. Another thing I wanted to mention is that today, this is something that for me is very special. I got my very, very first coffee on Ko-fi.com by Misdemeanor Rayburn, who's been following me since today also. So thank you for that. It made my day. It's really awesome. I didn't expect that at all. I was just making a joke on Twitter that I didn't even have a coffee, even have my coffee page set up, and still nobody buys me a coffee. And she just did. I mean, could have also just let it go. It's fine. So thank you so much for that, which is something that yeah, my coffee page, like you guys probably know, it's not really taking off. I have 12, now 13, I guess, followers. So it's sometimes hard for me to devote time to also post there, because if nobody ever checks it, why the heck would I make content for that, right? So might have to change that a little bit and put some more effort into making stuff for there as well, so people will actually see it, and then they might want to actually donate something or not, or maybe they would like to become an NPC in the game, which is still an option that I have over there. Anyway, I just wanted to start with that because that was nice. It made me feel nice, and I'm pretty happy that people know to find their way around. Yeah, so that is pretty cool. I don't know if my chat would say if somebody's starting to follow me or subscribing to me on YouTube, but if not, then hey, I will find it anyway. So don't worry, I don't have that many subscribers yet on YouTube, so 80 is nothing. So if there's a new one, I would easily see it, unless there's like hundreds of you at the same day, but I doubt that. Anyway, what I was planning to do today, and I wasn't really sure until like 5 minutes ago, I think UI, let's put it to rest for a bit. I could start to look again on the UI part of this entire thing, but UI is tough, and I don't really see it at the moment. So let's start instead with just building those options to see how they should function, and then trying to just turn the option on manually by code and see if it works. Right? Simply put, I'm telling that I need the backgrounds to be turned off. Then I'll turn off all the backgrounds and see what the game looks like and how it works and if it functions. Maybe options for putting the fonts bigger and stuff like that, so that somebody who's nearsighted or has problem with his vision or her vision, for that matter, can turn up the size of anything that is in the frame, except for, well, I will not be going up with the size of since 1890 or stuff like that, because that would mean I'd have to blow up my pixel art. I don't think that's the best way to go about it, and I don't think it's necessary for basically enjoying the game. So I need to find a thin line here, like what is acceptable, what is not, what is smart to do, what is not. So like I say basically in the description of the stream, it's going to be trial and error. I have to figure out what works. I have to figure out how it works and how we can get basically the golden ratio, like what is perfect and what doesn't work at all. And yeah, so I guess let's just get started. I think the first thing that we can do, the easiest thing to do, is to turn off all backgrounds, basically define what needs to be turned off at the moment that we say, okay, we are experiencing trouble because we have too many things that distract us from the actual play. I don't know if I want to turn off the foreground or not, or just backgrounds, because I think so far I would say foregrounds do not mess with what you see, but I'm not 100% sure. Of course, I use layers. Of course, already layers here. So the foreground, for example, has this. That's basically where we are. We have buildings in the background. So these kind of things, we could turn off this, for example, and more stuff. I don't know. I don't even know if everything is in the correct place. But if it's not, then we will figure that out, and we might have to move things around. So, for example, what I would see is that clouds would be turned off, just to mention a few things. Kind of wondering where they went. I have to see that. But Lorem Ipsum, are you speaking in fake Latin here? The city is welcome in, man. I hope you're doing amazing. Anyway, yeah, you of course have the water reflection. We can turn that off if we want to, but I don't think we want to do that. That's basically also the water, and it's part of what you see. I don't think that distracts too much if you're. I thought it would be working right now, but they've been having issues since yesterday getting my information. This is I'm on a holding pattern for now. That's not so nice, David. But on the other hand, it helps. You're here, and I like that you're here. So I'm very happy that you decided to come join us again. And otherwise, you might have to be just lurking or not there at all. So I'm good. I've bought a license to ZBrush today. Fairly cheap for being a really good sculpting software. That sounds nice. Very nice indeed. So basically, what we could do easily is like say backgrounds, boom, turn it off, and you can focus on the game instead. That would be probably the easiest one to say, to just turn that off, and then you have things that don't distract you and give you more clear look at the game. We might have to look at the camera color, like basically the standard background color that is in the game, because that might be that we need to change that also based on the world that we're in. So. Nice, guys. I lost my monitor and my audio interface. What? What happened? What happened, dude? What you do? How do you lose your monitor? It's usually easy to find. David, thank you. Thank you for the resubscribe. That's so nice of you. It's very nice that you subscribed for 4 months in a row. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much. Means the world to me. I hope you know that. So super cool that you just resubscribed. Hope you're doing good. Yep, my kid just bumped it at night and boom. Oh no. Oh no, incredible. I'm so sorry for you. I mean, that's the worst part. I mean, I love kids. I mean, really, my kids can almost do no wrong, but if they bump something over and just destroy something that you really need to have working, God, that sucks, you know. It's I'm so sorry. I hope you have access to something new. It was a 32-inch curved monitor. Oh my God, and those are not exactly cheap either. Damn, that's not just a bummer, that's like, ouch, that hurts. I mean, yeah. I really hope that your situation changes a little bit quicker and you can find a job again and everything, and yeah, you will be able to get a monitor again, or maybe somebody else can donate one to you. You know, I mean, usually here in the Netherlands, at least, you have some options with something called Marktplaats, where like basically a marketplace where people can put stuff for sale that they either don't need anymore, and sometimes they even give it away for free because it's just in their way, you know. That's how I get some of my stuff. I even get my table for 70 euros. I have a nice wooden table, 2x1. I bought it for 70 euros on Marktplaats because somebody else wanted a new table and that thing was in their way. Perfectly nice table that normally would set me back 700 to 800 euros. I bought it for 70, so I have to win another jam or something. Yeah, but without a monitor, it's going to be tougher, man. Oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you have to find a way for that. Yeah, you know, if anybody knows something for Incredible, then please contact him because he really deserves to have good equipment. And I really hope that somebody can help him. I don't know anybody around where he lives though, but anything helps, I guess. I'll manage something. I'm always up for some challenge. Yeah, you know, you're always up for that. So, yeah, like the thing keeps saying, like Stream Elements keep telling you guys, if you see something to clip. We need it. We can use it for promotion on YouTube, over on TikTok and everything, maybe even on Instagram sometimes. So keep doing it. I'm learning more and more how to edit those things and giving them proper subtitles. So I think every clip that we can make with plenty of words, at least, because you need some words to do that, then we can actually promote the channel a bit better. Everyone who wants to do that, please do. Yeah, but without further ado, let's start doing some accessibility options and building them in. I think the easiest, like I said, is going to be to turn off the backgrounds all at once, because the clouds in the sky, we don't need it. It's just nice, but we don't need it. And if we want, we can change the main camera's color at the same time. So the game is coming along extremely slow, as you've always noticed. So that's why I wanted to do something that we actually can find a tangible option for. Like if I'm doing these accessibility options and I'm starting to test them, then I can actually see if it works. So specific sounds for jumping execs, stuff like that, I can start doing that. So I don't even have to have the place where you actually have to jump, but I can build a trigger point that would actually make you say you have to jump now. So that kind of thing, and we can turn off the backgrounds. We can see if we can size the fonts. We can try to improve the contrast somehow, all that kind of stuff, and see how far we get with those options, because we're going to have to build them anyway. And the fact that the UI wasn't working along with me the other days, it doesn't really matter for now. We can turn off those things and put it in later. It's not the most important part that the UI is working. I can work on the options without having the UI. So I wanted to do something that I feel more comfortable doing than UI, because really I'm not good at UI. On the other hand, I know some person who would say I probably should get biting through the bullet and just do it anyway. But, me, I don't like it, so I want to do other things first. Kind of wondering, though, where I'm going to put the accessibility options code-wise, where I'm going to check for those, because I think I need an accessibility manager. I might need a class that has the different accessibility options organized. So yeah, those kind of things. So I think I need a manager for sure. And I'll just put one in right now just to have it. Manager. And we're going to have to wait again several times for the code to actually rebuild. Well, let's do it anyway. I don't care. So we're going to need in the hierarchy an accessibility manager as well. It has to have nothing else except the script. And we need to have a singleton class, I guess, that we can just call and put some options or check against some options that should be later in settings that we actually save. So those kind of things we should start to work on. Like I said, waiting is going to be one of the things that we do a lot. Oh, and for those of you who didn't know, last Wednesday was pretty awesome for me. Going to the esports center of somebody I met at CrossFit who owns that place, and basically has option that might really help the progress of the game. Also might help in case of actual financing. So there's quite a lot of nice things coming up, but I need to make a pitch deck, and that is one of the things that I will be working on outside of streaming time. I could actually show you guys a little bit of that because I've been working on it. Canva. Here we go. I'm not saying that I'm good at Canva yet, by the way. I'm really not good at graphical programs and stuff like that. Wow, what a bright light. Sorry for you guys. Don't mean to blind you. Everything is slow, looks like. Don't know why, by the way. Having that much open. Your eyes. Okay, I'll wait like that. Okay, better? I'll just check here if it's done. At least Visual Studio is ready. Didn't want to hurt your eyes. I'm so sorry I did. Yay. I don't know if Canva has actually a dark mode. I didn't never checked. So nice that it's so slow. Not at all. It's not nice. Sorry. It's check because it doesn't show. So basically, I'm making like a sort of a presentation what the game is, an easy way to show people what I'm trying to build, what it's all about, why accessibility is such a high thing in my game. I'm gonna try to put the pillars on the accessibility for vision, accessibility for hearing, and accessibility for people who have physical disabilities as well, so that I can show them better. So basically, this is what it is so far. I'm far from being done. So I have a first slide, basically. It's like a slide page, of course. And then my second one is more about the elevator pitch. It's a fully accessible 2D pixel art platformer set in a world of Greek mythology, initially built for PC, but with the easy potential to port it to consoles. The gods of the Olympus have made mess of the world, so that's good why I check it. Needs to also have the letter A in between. Have made a mess of the world, and Mother Earth Gaia needs your help to clean up the world. In the game, you, 1, play as Gaia, a 5-year-old girl, and face the gods of the Olympus. Clean up the mess the gods have made, learn more about the world of Greek mythology in the process, are able to play without having to worry about disabilities the game thinks impossibility. The game offers a rich narrative gameplay where you make an impact to the world. So the rest is a little bit about what we are doing, and I want the length to be at least 10 hours, but that's for now it's just an estimate. I have no clue. Then we will have one with gameplay, so I am thinking to put some GIFs here where you can actually see some gameplay elements going on that actually show accessibility. And then for now I have a little video here, which is a very early stage of the Amsterdam intro level and not representative of the final gameplay. But here you can actually see moving the game, the progress so far video that we have over on YouTube, so people can actually see what the gameplay can look like and hear it as well. So I'm going to build on that, make more, tell more about the accessibility options, show what it can do, etc., etc. So that's basically what I have so far for my pitch deck. I like it. It's a lot of work. I'm not good at these kind of things at all, so I hope it's gonna look good in the end, because that's what I'm doing it for. I hope that it will be something that I can look back on and say, like, yeah, okay, I did really good. So please bear with me. I need to learn everything, even that. So without further ado, we have this already done. So we're going to need, we have managers here. So let's put here manager. Kudos. Oh, thank you so much. You actually like it, or you're just saying that? Because I am doubting everything I do there. It's not something I'm feeling comfortable in yet. So for me, every part of that is still doubtful if I'm doing it correctly or not at all. I'm learning, as you probably know. So it has to come slightly slow, probably. Put this one here. Already have that. So then we can use this later in the rest of the script. So we're going to have a game manager later as well. But at least let's get some things in the accessibility manager that we can start to use to call on when a certain option is turned on. And then we can say that it has to be turned off or on or whatever, or changed. Let's see how that goes. So I'm gonna probably use regions in this. So region visibility. It's decent. You can always do better, but it looks good so far. It's a beginning, you know. And region. Anything I can put in here, I can just turn off once, it's a little easier. Yeah, I mean, I'm not graphically inclined. I would say sounds stupid for somebody doing pixel art, but for me, it's something that really doesn't come natural. I'm not a presentation kind of guy. I am not somebody who likes making them. I'm not somebody who likes giving them, although I can give a decent presentation. I've done so before. I'm just not very liking that. It's not my favorite thing to do. Anyway, static accessibility manager instance. Wait for that. Instance this. I can also do Roy. Can definitely do presentations. I guess I can because I'm streaming, and that's also sort of presentation. And I'm not doing anything different when I'm doing this, except for the fact that I don't have anybody actually Googling my eyes, like really checking out me, so that I can see. Because if I can see it, it's different, of course, right? If you don't see anybody watching you, then it can be a little easier to do things that you normally might have more trouble with. Bob Ross. Yeah. So let me see. I think I'm gonna need some simple things to turn this on or off. For that, I want to do. Gonna serialize, make a serialized fields. Cool. Go backgrounds or something. By default, of course, we should show them, and if we don't want to show them, then turn it off. And of course, we can set that. So by default, it will be set to true. So I can set that already. We don't want to, by default, already turn it off. And for this, we can, yeah, this is just for me doing testing purposes. Normally, I would go and check this out of the player preferences. You know that moment when you realize you forgot something from the shop? That's me right now. Be right. Okay, run, Forrest, run. What I usually do when I use Canva is have some references and see how it's making you want to see more of their game. Okay. Okay. By the way, I see there's commercials for some of you out there. If there's commercials, I'm so sorry. I'll try not to be not to be very interesting. I'm pretty sure I can do that. So let's see how it goes. Don't want to make you guys wait for nothing. About 10 seconds more. So I guess I can keep going. You probably can still see the code even if you have commercials. So what I want to do, I will make a comment here. From options. Testing purposes, we use a Boolean that we set anyway. Right, so that's the easiest way to do it for now. Let's make here, first take this out because I really I'm annoyed every time I see those kind of things. Let's make void here. And the nicest way to do this, what would that be? Is would I want to do it from Accessibility Manager or would I want to do it from somewhere else? Because on one end, I do not want to know anything about those background elements here. On the other hand, I might actually want to, because now I'm kind of wondering about that. Yeah. So, that means we will need a reference, of course, to the backgrounds layer. Game objects. Backgrounds layer. Here we go. Show backgrounds equals false. And we turn it on. Backgrounds layer dot select false. And that should do it. And actually, we might want to do that the other way around. True. Or just return. Otherwise, background, no, backgrounds layer active. False. That should be as easy as 1, 2, 3, right? But probably I will want to set these first and then the option. So it's just potato maybe, but there. Accessible icons. Just I have to find a good name for it. It's the hardest part of doing these things. And operators or something. Just to have it a little bit more clear what is what. Now I have to wait most likely. No, rebuild. Okay, there we go, backgrounds layer. No, this one, the one that we want to turn off. I want to see is if I play, turn it off when I select that. Otherwise, I made a mistake. I guess. Because it's not calling it. Might not change, of course, because I don't do anything in an update. Never gets called. We're doing that. That way it should get called every frame still, so you check it and turn it off accordingly. Please be true, otherwise I'm talking out of my neck. I don't like that. Did it actually play? I don't yet. There we go. Not reaching that, is it? Huh. That is weird. I would expect that to actually work. Go background. Okay, let's start to debug this stuff. Block. Should work, I would say, but if it's show backgrounds and set active true and return, otherwise set it turn it off. We could also check also here if this should turn gray or not. Should turn gray. Doesn't know the problem. I need to save this. So let's ability manager here. Runs. Strange. That should work, because if I do this manually, it turns off, right? I cannot even turn them off. So backgrounds is false. So they're not active, but for whatever reason, it doesn't turn them off. That's the weirdest shit ever. So backgrounds is false. Okay, let me check this one more time. So it's true. It's false. Did I make another mistake in code then? Didn't, did I? So it's turning it to false, so that should be that it goes out of this code and goes here. That active false. Let's do it the really clean way of the code, but makes no sense to me at all. And the return can just go away. Need it? That active should work, shouldn't it? That's the way to turn this off, as far as I know. Feel more and more like a stupid idiot. These things that are normally supposed to work like that, they don't work every time I stream. Like somebody of the streaming gods doesn't like me. Doesn't want me to. Why is my laptop that slow? There's nothing running on. I don't get it. This should really be turned off. I cannot turn them off either. Wait, pause it. Can I do it then? Yes. Can I do it when it's running? What? That is allowed. I've seen this before. I've done it before. The expected result is that those layers here, those background layers, are not active. So they turn off. Nothing turns off. I mean, set active false means that I should not see those, right? Don't tell me I'm crazy here. That should not be how it works. Hmm. When is that not allowed? I've done this before and it worked always like that. So basically, set your layer to inactive and it doesn't show. For me, no, it doesn't. That is so weird. Well, this I believe it works. It does do what I want it to do. But this doesn't. Sure, I can show you. It is selected correctly. Wait again. Sorry. We do one by one, see if that happens better. Just turn off clouds first, sky first. That does. But this accessibility menu has the backgrounds layer set to backgrounds. What if I turn off clouds? Just to see if it does anything else. But I mean, this is the easiest piece of code that I could possibly do, right? Not much. Not asking for worlds. Like I said, look, I cannot turn this off. Wait until I pause. Gone. Never seen that before. That would not be possible. Need to check this. The only thing that is static is the accessibility manager class. So yeah, that might be the problem then. Maybe I should just take this out. For now, see what it does. Yeah, it's a singleton, yes. I wanted it to be able to be called only once from other places, but might not be the best option. Although I don't see why it's not. But so that would mean that a singleton cannot just set active to anything? Never heard that, but makes sense either. But it does. Still doesn't work even without being a singleton. And I still cannot turn them off. No, I didn't write exclamation false. No, all I did is, what? I didn't, at least not actively write that. That is stupid. Thanks for seeing that. I didn't see that at all. Well, that might help. Yeah, I can imagine that it's hard to see on mobile. I don't think I can do this though. Wish I could, but I can't. And now it should probably work. Probably doesn't even matter that it's a singleton or not. There you go. On, off, on, off, on, off. Nice. Even on a laptop, yeah. Yeah. And my screen is not even the biggest, you know. So I know people who have 4K monitors with extremely high resolution. Even worse to see this. So, but yeah, I mean, this works, so that's good. So backgrounds now can be turned off. The question would remain: do I want to turn, for example, also foreground off, so they can really focus just the actual grounds area? And with that, even we can differentiate a little bit, because then we have We have this kind of wall, of course, but there's going to be also buildings in closer background that we might want to turn off. But I would say they have to also go into the background layer. So we just turn off background all at once. Everything is done. Foreground might be a different matter. But for that, it would also be nice to have somebody in the chat who's actually needing accessibility for vision impairment. But yeah, I don't think at the moment we have anyone in. So we're going to have to just wing it ourselves. Sometimes it's how it goes. I guess yeah. Foreground, I mean, should I? Oh, I could put it, but you can close your eyes. Yeah, but that is not the thing, because in this case, you should be not blind. You should be basically vision impaired in the case that you don't see as much as other people. So, for example, once the game starts, this background would distract you too. You need more contrast. You turn off the background, the contrast becomes higher, so you see much more, right? So Gaia suddenly is more visible. I can remove my glasses and squint my eyes. You could always try that. I mean, I can also remove my glasses and then turn off. I can actually find the switch. It's a lot more visible. I would say Gaia really pops up much better this way, but I look horrible without glasses, by the way, so I'm not used to not wearing them. So, okay, that's the first thing that we did. The only thing that I'm not sure yet about is if that foreground makes the difference as well. So, should I also be turning that off? So you go like this, and basically all you see is the water area, like that. Turn it off and see. So does this? Oh, the background is still on. Okay. Yeah, of course, because I didn't set that off now. So would this be easier for somebody who is vision impaired than having the foreground still there? Because the foreground, I don't know if that makes the difference. Could have trees in front of here, right? So it might be interesting for them to be able to turn them off, because if there's something going in front of your vision, it might be too distracting. Not 100% sure about that one. I'd say let's at least put it in as an option that we can turn it off if needed. Because it's better to have the option ready than to actually not have it and need to do it. And it's so easy to do anyway. Foreground. What is that new emotes that you have there? Like 4 different parts to make one face? Practical, practical NPC. We have practical NPC emotes. Somebody gifted you a subscription. Anyway, that makes sense to me, that if you would say show backgrounds, we might want to have then an option to show foreground, just to make it completely fair. That way we can turn them off all we want. as long as the option is not off, then we cannot. So we just basically make another one. Let's do it the way I should do it. Foregrounds. I think I can do that a little easier, right? Foregrounds. Foreground. Otherwise. What am I missing? What did I do wrong? Oh, okay. Still. Huh? Oh, I did that, right? Makes no sense, this. What am I doing wrong here? Usually do it like that. Oh well. Let's just not worry too much about it right now. Must be daft again. Go foreground. I swear to you guys, I am an okay programmer, but sometimes I'm just terrible. Anyway, this should work at least. So we can just put them in here, show foregrounds. Therefore. So that's one thing that we can do. And we could probably, for vision impairment, make the audio options like when somebody needs to jump. What we could also do is, now that we know that this will work, that we actually base it on the options that are going to be set, like we wanted to do in the UI controller. Or was it? Had that UI input somewhere where we check on the options. I cannot find it. Controller, was it there? Oh, come on, where is it? Here. And no, it was one where I actually say put the option, right? I sure I did that. Oh yeah, the Ko-fi page. Let's mention it again so nobody will watch it. Anyway, can I be that stupid? How on earth do I not find it anymore? There was a save that I had, like it looks at the option. And remember, it's the stupidest thing. My memory is starting to elude me. Going really crazy. What was it? Player prefs or something? Player prefs. Should have that somewhere, right? Player prefs. Guess I didn't put that in the code. Weird. Because we should set them somewhere and then actually read them so we can use them. So what that would be in this case would be something like if player refs dot gets bool. Don't have that float. Get float. Show backgrounds. Default value. Okay. Is one to show player backgrounds, then we show it. Or should we do it the other way around, guys? Basically, if you need the visibility options, then you're probably going to have the option set to turn off backgrounds instead of showing them. Or would that be illogical? Thing is, I would love to see one of the accessibility games that already do stuff like this, so I can basically see how they would go about this. For me, I guess it makes more sense to tell you I do not want to see backgrounds than say that I do want them. I guess I'm going to do it like that. So player prefs get floats, turn off backgrounds. Yeah, makes sense, right? That's what I was thinking. So if we turn them off, then we need to do it this way. And otherwise, we just turn them on. So this goes to else. One can go. Hey, Letterborn, welcome in. So glad you could join us today. As you can maybe see, I'm trying to set actually some options that we can turn off backgrounds and stuff like that when we are using an accessibility manager. So basically what would happen is that you come in and you have set your options to turn off backgrounds, for example, and then the game will say, okay, then I turn off the backgrounds in the game. Basically, I have to wait. I wanted to show you, but for that I have to wait. Anyway, there's an ad break in progress for many people anyway. So it's coming soon because I can show you, because I've been testing that around a little bit. It's not so hard to do. Basically what would happen then is that we turn off boom backgrounds. Still not. It will just turn off the backgrounds and you just be able to focus much more on actually what is in front of you. And I will have an extra option as well for the water reflection. No, not the water reflection. The foreground turned off so that I see actually nothing in front of me as well. So there's much more focus that way on what you're actually doing. So I might also want to play around with the light settings. I'm not sure about that yet, but for that I will need the feedback of some people who actually are vision impaired that have more trouble seeing the game when they're playing it than we do, because of course we can see everything we want. And I'm trying to get that also out of the player prefs. So I know I can set them, so I want to make sure that I do it correctly. And this means that I will do these things the other way around. So I have to put them in the correct place for it to work, right? So this will be else. Go out. And in this case, it will be if, and check for the player prefs get float. Basically, player prefs is the easiest way to use your settings. It's basically a JSON key value pair that you can use to turn off and on stuff, or to actually save stuff. Because that also works. You can save your high score, so you can take it over to the next level. Stuff like that works perfectly fine. And I've seen that before, so I wanted to check if that works. So I can easily check this now by actually putting some player preferences somewhere. What are the advantages and disadvantages of player prefs over just saving it to a file and loading from it? Oh, incredible, actually redeemed my push-ups. Why don't I hear anything though? Crazy. I like using a player prefs manager and get the pref name from it so that I know it's correct in all places. Yeah, that's smart. I probably will make a class with all the different types, so we can just use it from there. So you don't have to type it yourself. But it's going to be a refactoring. And now I'm just going to put it and see if it works. But first, I need to give Incredible his push-ups, because otherwise he will go nuts with me. Let's see if you guys can actually get it if I round a little bit with the camera. You see me, right? There we go. Thank you for that. There we go. And back to normal. Thank you for redeeming that, Incredible. Right. I'm already sweating again. It's pretty hot here. I don't know why, because it's not that hot outside, but I'm warm. So thinking of a place where I can put it anywhere, right? So let's put it here in the awake. I'm going to make an awake function where I just set my player preference and we can test it pretty easily. I always forget I don't want to press tab when I do that. Okay. Player prefs dot set load. You can also use an int, I guess, because these are very easy. So let's do a get int. I think that's more logical in this case. So it's either 1 or 0, right? And I might actually want to check that it's actually 0. Or not even there. Could also be. So let's put this one 1. And I'll do the other one the other way around. Foregrounds. I'll put this one to 0, just because I want to make sure that it does something different if we're not using it. So, yeah, but I should fix this first, because otherwise it will never work. Okay, foregrounds. So let's have a look at this. So yeah, first everything quick and dirty, because otherwise somebody will kill me if I don't do that. And then after that, I can start to refactor everything. And I can even do that in my free time. You guys don't need to see me refactor everything. That's not so interesting to see at all. But I first want to see if everything works the way I want it to. So if that works, then I will also turn off the other two variables that I have there. So we should see a foreground, but not a background when the game plays. There you go. It works, but it has an error. Pause it. I can actually read it. Variable foregrounds layer of accessibility has not been assigned. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, then I still need to do that. Otherwise, it would not give a fair impression of if this works or not. But I'm pretty sure that it will work. Because it would make no sense if it wasn't working. There you go. Perfectly fine. And we can turn that around pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm definitely sure that this will work. The refactoring, yes, for sure. Will I do it now? No. So I can probably put some code comments above this just to backgrounds is checks for the player graphs to be set to work. It's nice to have a little bit of a success for once, because lately things are not working great. I was going to put off accessibility stuff for later, but now I'm beginning to think that I might want to think about this stuff early on. Yes, I would definitely suggest you to do that. If you want to have a little bit more information about how to set stuff like that up, find Victor Dima on Twitter. Victor Dima is going to be super willing to help you, whatever you choose to do in accessibility options, even if it's not vision impairment, also other stuff. He loves to do that because he wants to make sure that people are helped and people are doing this as much as possible, because he's an advocate for accessibility and he's blind himself. He's a blind game reviewer, a journalist, and he's absolutely awesome. Very, very open-minded and really wants to spend time on helping people do it. So if you're going to make a game and you're going to make it accessible, talk to him. Well, first send him a private message on Twitter. If he follows you or you follow him, then you could also use an email option, but I would say just send him a DM. He usually responds pretty fast. And then he will tell you if he cannot do that right now because he's not following you or something. Be all sorts of reasons, of course, but once you're in contact with him, if he follows you and you follow him, all you have to do is DM him and he will send you, he will easily just contact you. And yeah, if you tell him you want to have a call with him, he will set it up and you can talk to him, and he will tell you everything you want to know and get you in contact with other people. Just tell him that I send you and he will probably jump on it immediately. Thanks for the clear that's work. So yeah, I mean, those kind of people, there's a lot more of those, and I follow quite a few of them. Even if you also want to, if you want to have a look at, for example, physical disabilities, then look up somebody called Arevia. Type the name yet, because there's probably no way that you will remember that. Arevia, that's she's called the Accessibility Queen. She plays games with her feet, in case you want to know, because she cannot do it with her hands. So this is also somebody who I follow, who is actually writing at the moment an accessibility document, which is probably quite interesting for a lot of people to see. So if you like those kind of things and want to do stuff with accessibility, these are already two people that you can go ahead and find and talk to, because they're really, really open-minded and very friendly. Especially if they know that you want to do something with accessibility. Hey, they want to help you with everything. Interesting, good to know. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have my newest follower, Misty Meaner Rayburn. It's also somebody who's high on accessibility. She's also disabled for a little bit. I don't know exactly what she has. I think I saw something on her Twitter, but not 100% sure. But she also is in accessibility. Then I follow a lot of people like Blind Warriors fan, and we have somebody here. The last 2 streams, I don't think the person is here right now, but also something with accessibility in his name. God, always when you want to know, then you cannot remember. But accessibility streamer or something like that. He's also wanting to help very much. So you can find them anywhere. Basically, there's a lot of people who want to help and who are very willing to lend their support in making you able to create something accessible. Let me also add some other regions, by the way, so I can later easily do that. Region, hearing, options. Region. My brain is not helping. Jesus. Physical option. Physical option. Okay. So we don't have them yet, of course, but we will have them later. So one of the things that I also want to do is basically let people know when they have to jump or stuff like that. So I would say we might want to have an entire range of audio that we want to actually allow to play or turn on when there's the need for it. So we could probably get away with having a trigger that's basically not there at the moment that we don't want to use it. So then I can do the same as this. I can turn off or on certain game objects that check for if you're passing them, then they should play an audio to let you know that you need to do something. If I turn all of those off by default, you don't have this problem. You don't hear it, but it will when you turn those on. So those things start to trigger your audio messages. So I'm thinking that would be something that we can really easily turn on and off. And then we just play some triggers on our scene and just see if they actually trigger the audio that we want to play there, right? Not so hard. We can just put them on there and just have an audio play as soon as we walk over them, I guess. Might be the easiest way to do it. So then we check on those things if we are actually triggering them, and if we're triggering them and we are the player, then we show or we play the audio. I think that's the easiest way to go about this, but I'm not 100% sure, so I might revisit that later. So, in this case, we want to have a function called turn on audio cues, I would say. And this is, cues. That's the correct way to write. Do you also have that, guys, that when you start to write things and then you think like, that the way you write that? Because I know there's a Q, but it's with a Q, C. That's like a line. In this case, a Q is more like, that's with a C-U-E. Has to be that. The option audio cue. Again. So stored here refs. Okay, so we can also do a simple check for that if the player prefs audio cues is on, then we want to turn on all the triggers, and the triggers we need to set in a list. Like this is not the easiest way to do this with the visit accessible items. I don't want to have this header. I want to have maybe, hold on. How would I call this? Just to turn off background layer and foreground layer. Different, right? Layers to turn off, right? Could add a script called audio cue tag to each collider for the cues and search for all game objects of that type to easily find them. I recommend not using Unity stack strings in case your tag script would be empty. Yeah, yeah. Typed. Oh yeah, what you mean basically is that all those objects, so no matter what I call them, would be in here with a script on it, and then I look for all the game objects that have that script, right? To enable or disable them, yeah. Yeah, that would be a perfectly viable way to do it. Could totally see that working. And I would have different ones, so one could be for jumping, one could be for something else. So yeah, that is totally fine. And if it's for jumping, then I just put another thing on it. So yeah. But what I'm still wondering is how I'm gonna name these damn things. Accessible items is nonsense. I've heard people say they don't like Unity tags before. What exactly are the problems with? Because of the strings and use observed behavior. Yeah, there's several ways we could fix this, but yeah, let's basically first start with getting things to work, and then we're gonna set them in the nicest way that we can possibly do. So we will start with calling this layers to show or hide. I don't know. I don't know what else to call it. Operators, and we will not need those. I can take those out now. Let's put a new header in here. I'm going to call that. Oh, I'm not going to do it. I don't need it. Not yet. I'm going to have to think for a second. Like you said, indeed, I would probably need a script. We built everything before that. And one thing I'm wondering about, which I don't know, of course, myself, and might know better if I have somebody who here with accessibility needs, is what would happen if you have those lights like this in the scene, right? Does that hinder or help someone who has accessibility options need? So, for example, if I'm walking here through the scene and I turn off my background like that, would it be helpful for them to have those lights, or would it hinder them? I don't know. Yes, if you later change its tag name, it breaks and you change any reference to code as well. Tag script you can refactor once and at the same time. Yeah, that is definitely the smarter way to do it. I would definitely agree with that. So what we're going to be doing is having some things here that would require an audio cue. Nice that we have some teachers here as well. So let's make an empty one in here. We call it audio cues. Funny thing is that I would have no clue where the heck that thing is. All right there. Doesn't really matter. I don't need it to have anything special. Neither do I have to have it here. So let me create an empty underneath here. So let's, I don't know, let's call this right. Audio. It doesn't really matter what it's called, but I want that for this light. So I want that that to trigger when I pass by the lights, so just for having something. I really need to be better at configuring those stream elements things. It's really awful. For that I need a collider, so let's do a, I don't know, box collider. And instead of actually colliding, I will make it a trigger. Let's get it not too small, but also not like height is like this entire thing. And then width can be a bit narrow. That could work. And then what you're saying before is basically to make a script on this one. That's like an audio cue script, right? Audio cue tag. Well, it doesn't even have to be audio cue tag. It's, you can call it audio cue script, audio cue script. So we look for any objects in the scene that have the audio cue script on it. So let's make audio cue, new scripts. Oh, no, not like this. I'm sorry. I don't want to do that. Why don't I want to do that? Because it just throws it anywhere, and I don't want that. So, yeah. Not under controllers. Let's put it in a new folder, accessibility. And yeah, same. So that one will go and have light audio cue. It's still building. I hate that. It doesn't show, but then you have to drag it and something doesn't work immediately, and that one also drives me nuts. I hate dragging stuff. Well, you don't have to drag it. I mean, I just have to wait for it to build, and I can also just type it in here, and then it will also work. But I don't want it to just put it anywhere. I want it to put it in the folders that I want. So what I can do now is just go here and say audio cue. There you go. And it will have it also. True, I don't know why I keep forgetting about that. Hey, it's okay, we're none of us are perfect, so I forget tons of things every single time. So it's all part of the learning experience, and everybody likes that. So I like to learn, at least. I'm a learnaholic, and every time I learn something new, I'm pretty happy. So you don't have to agree with that. Incredible. You don't have to agree that I forget a ton of things every time. That's not nice of you. Incredible. I felt so stupid in web dev class today, but then it turned out that it wasn't even really part of the actual course, and we were just going to do HTML tomorrow. Hey, it is what it is. And I would say never feel stupid, Letterborn. I know you for a while now, and I would say you are far from stupid. So please take it from me, you're not stupid at all. If anything, I would be. Oh yeah, and this really, what Stream Elements is telling you now, please, if you're not already doing that, go to my YouTube, click the button to subscribe. Make sure that my YouTube channel starts to grow. The YouTube could be, if done right, and if I would get some more chances or reason to post more on there, like YouTube Shorts, like small bite-sized tutorials, then I also have a reason to do it. Because if I have subscribers, then I actually do it for someone. But now I feel like I'm doing it for no one. He wanted to show us something, and we needed to use the virtual machine from the lab, and there wasn't any space on it to install what we needed to install. It was just a mess, and I feel really bad about the professor because he seemed excited to show us whatever it was that he wanted to show us. Right. Yeah. I mean, not to say anything bad about your professor, but as a professor, if you want to show and teach a class, you better come prepared. You have to know what you want to show and make sure that it works before you actually start teaching it, right? A tutorial for the water shader. Yeah, I could do that. But that's not a bite-sized one because I don't know if you've ever seen my shader that's on there, but that is quite a tough one. Yes. He's not really a professor. He's got a job, and I think it's his first week as a professor too. Look, you guys. Look, that's the shader for the water. That's not a bite-sized tutorial. I have some good news and some bad news. I just got confirmation that I'm now employed, not deaf. But the bad news is that I have to go now to get ready. Hey, David, that's okay. You can always leave it on lurk if you want. And otherwise, thank you for being here in the first place. And thank you again for subscribing again for the channel, which is always very much appreciated. And have a great day. Good luck with your job. And I'm sure you're going to have a great time. You're going to be doing amazing as you're an amazing person. So kick ass. But yeah, for some reason, he thought we would have all Linux machines. And now I'm curious, is that a web dev thing? No. I mean, it depends on the web dev, of course, but you don't have to have a Linux machine to be doing web dev. But just one, which is enough, right? 2 jobs is tough. Cool, nice. Yeah. Congrats. David, you deserve it. I'm sure of it. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely not a bite-sized tutorial. This is pretty tough. And the first time I started doing this, it's a while ago. I think I did this more than a year ago. I would have to look into it as well. Might have to redo it just to make it, but there's so much in this, and there's so much stuff to do. I don't think I could make this as a bite-sized tutorial. That would be a long one, and might be that people like that, but to make a 20-minute tutorial or solid, I can try, man. But what I would have to do really well is to explain why you would use the different things like the multiply, why you would use here a tiling and offset and multiply it again. Yeah, I need viewing hours for sure. I mean, I do like long tutorials. Yeah, I know, but I have 2 long tutorials on my YouTube, and I think they've been viewed like 40 times in total. 40 times. I mean, you know how much time it costs to make for a 20-minute tutorial? It takes a long time. If they only get viewed 40 times, what's the use for me to do it? It feels really counterproductive because that's time that I would have to take out of my normal game development, which I already don't have much time for. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know how many times they get viewed, but really very little. See if I can check that out quickly. Channel quickly. And yeah, I mean, I have 80 subscribers only, so that's for 80 videos. There's 1 subscriber per video. That does not really feel like very interesting. So let's see. One has 65 views, and the other one has 57 views. Woohoo! I think I even did quite a lot of work on them. I really, I really worked hard on making them work and to, yeah, and it's tough when you make stuff like that. And I think the people who actually viewed those tutorials, um, they actually like them. They say I did a perfect job of explaining very well what I'm doing in that video. So the only thing that I might want to do and redo them, like re-edit them, and then out of that make some flashier subtitles in there or something to make it pop a little bit. I don't know. Took them down now, so don't ask for links. I was just gonna ask for links. Incredible. What is that? Have some unlisted music videos myself. What a time. Yeah, the good old days. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. Well, I don't have a lot of videos that are doing good anyway. I think my best ones are the shorts. Those are performing always better than the rest. And that's a sad thing because that's usually things like I'm playing somebody else's game and I suck at it, and people like to watch that. My movies did better. Check, that's another channel. Dragonspirit movie productions. Has 81 subscribers, so not that much more, but videos I think have views like 180, 315, 879, 530, stuff like that. I don't even have one video of the normal videos that I made that has been viewed more than 100 times. Not even one. And it's sad. I really feel that's sad because my videos, I've really worked hard on those. And yeah, I guess you feel the same thing when you make a music video. It really feels bad when you put your time into it. People don't watch it. So at least you got one letterboard, never jumped on a trend. One good video in your life, and it was only because I jumped on a trend. I usually don't jump on trends, which is stupid probably. If I probably should do a moment where I take some research and look at other game development channels to see what they have that scores and why it scores, and try to recreate something like that for me, but in my own way. But yeah, we're not old, incredible. We're just with more experience points. That's how it works. We have more experience points than the rest. So doesn't go the same way. We're not old. I refuse to be old. I'm not. I'm not. Saggy balls. Right. Okie dokie. I do not have saggy balls. And if you do, then go ahead and have fun with your saggy balls, but I don't have them. Hydrate, that's very good. Thank you, Adam. That's very nice. For me, it was a very unique opportunity. I just watched Tenet, and I thought, I know how I could do that in Blender. And then the next day, I just did it, and it worked out just because of the movie hype. But I can't replicate it. Oh well. Incredible is redeeming a stretch. So, you guys, I'm going to have to move a little bit backwards. I can barely stretch in this place, but why is Staggy Balls the first thing when you hear when you come in? Because Incredible is not for one reason Incredible. He even got banned out of the stream of the Unite today last week because of him saying balls. He cannot stop saying balls. It's just what his thing is, He keep doing that. Fair enough, yeah. I witnessed it. Yes, I was right there. Try and stretch. I don't have much room here, so I'm doing my best. All right. I should jump to one knee and I can stretch my arm. Oh, that and knock. That broke. I think I'm broken now, guys. I encourage you guys to do the same, right? Stretch your arms, stretch your legs. Don't keep sitting all day. Roll around your wrist, especially for us sitting behind the computer. That's important. Stretching it. You should make it a command. Yeah. Staggy. Made a case that I identify as balls. He even showed me that he did that. That is not easy, I can tell. Right, that was enough of a stretch for now. If you want more stretching, then I make it a higher review because I will be doing CrossFit again Wednesday. So anyway, as you can see, that's what Ko-fi should be used for, I guess. You can become an NPC in Gaia the game. You could put your beloved ones, like maybe someone you miss or somebody you want to see replicated in pixel art in the game. You can get yourself in the game. It will cost you at least 25 euros, though. I have made that at least a minimum. Of course, you can always do more. Yeah, coffee. I'm really unsuccessful at that as well. I got my first cup of coffee today after having it for I don't know how many months. So I was over the moon with joy when I got my coffee message that you got to be the baker in the game. You don't look anywhere near it incredible. I love the bonding over unsuccessful socials. Right, indeed. Well, we're doing our best and we're making whatever we can, right? Actually, you got my first follower yesterday. Whoa, your first? I wasn't following you, Letterborn? I don't believe it. I don't believe that. Now I have to check this. Pretty sure I'm following you. Or you mean it was the first follower since me? Could be. Follows me. I didn't follow you? No way. Okay, you have a second one now. You have me as well now as a follower. I thought I already did. It's so weird. Letterborn, he made started Twitter handle, so now I gotta say balls there as well. Yeah, I if for those of you who do not know this, hey, and hello, Misty Meaner, the Rayburn, and thank you again for the cup of coffee today. That's the one who gave me a coffee today, Letterborn. So, I mean, that's my first ever donation on Ko-fi, and I've had it for over a year. We all need a coffee on Monday. We all need a coffee on any day, basically. And I usually even have a mug with me, and I drink a lot of coffee at work, that's for sure. But, it does help so much when you get that first little thing on Ko-fi, because Ko-fi for me started to feel like something. Why the heck do I even have it? And should I actually update it? Because I don't really feel like it's bringing me anything. I already have to update my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, there's so many platforms as a solo developer to already be active on. I have Blue Sky nowadays because people are afraid that Twitter might fall over. And if it does, then you need an alternative. So I'm starting to build up a little bit of an audience also on Blue Sky. So if you don't know that one yet, might want to follow that too. You can easily find me. And I mean, somebody was asking me the other day, like, how are you going to make this game for for everyone, and how are you going to do that with so little time? I said, I have honestly no idea. I'm working my ass off outside of a day job whenever I have a chance, which is not very often. But then I also need to learn how to edit my videos so they do better on YouTube, because my YouTube channel is just not picking up. I only have 80 people subscribing to me. I have 80 videos, 80 subscribers. What am I doing this for? You know? But on the other hand, once my YouTube would pick up, you need about 500 subscribers at least to start making money for it. Then you need to have an X amount of hours that they are going to watch it. You're back going to go grab dinner really quick. I can still hear the stream. Okay, fine. Hey, even if you couldn't, it's part of your inner, taking care of your inner self, which is really important for me. So go ahead and do that, and whatever you need, you would do. But if that picks up, it can start to be like a little bit of passive income that gets generated, because every view above that is basically a little bit of money. Not much. I will grant you that it's not much, but anything that I will be able to make on the side without actually having to put that much into it, it's definitely something that I will want to go for. Somebody even said, like, you should maybe become premium on Twitter, because I have over 4,000 people following me there. My Twitter is basically my number one platform. I have followers like everywhere on Twitter. I don't even know where they came from. Suddenly I blew up, and I went from 1,000, which was already a lot for me. I went to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I see it going up, and I'm almost at 5,000 at the moment. I'm not even sure where they come from, but I just wish some of them would pass through to YouTube and to Twitch and stuff like that, but they don't. Even though I'm telling myself to stop wasting time making videos, I will never stop dreaming about that partner status that is so far away. Well, partner status is different, no? Partner status I only know from Twitch. Well, Twitch I will never receive partner status. Instead, unless I would be able to go and stream like a full month, and I would have a ton of visitors, and I would do like Irish John Games did, like he did a partner push. He was actually pushing for partner. And then everybody who knows him will help him by just being there and staying in the stream. If they need to, they will just lurk, but they are there. You need to have active viewers, people who are staying in your stream. And that it means you have to stream for, I don't know how many hours in 1 month. You need to stream on how many days in that month as well. And I think they just changed it as well. You must have Reddit. I hate Reddit. Yeah, I don't like Reddit either. I have Reddit, but I don't like it much. My problem with Twitter is just depresses me. I keep seeing so much misogyny there, and it pisses me off. I really, really stick to the indie dev community. That was actually my friends who helped me get affiliate. Really nice when you have people who can support you like that. Yes, I think, and that's why I always participate in Trailer Tuesday, Wishlist Wednesday, Follow Friday, and all that stuff. I think it's important for us indie devs and people who do make graphics, who make music, who make sound effects, to support each other. There's people who do voiceover, there's people who make indie games, there's people who make audio, who make just the graphics and those kind of packs that you can use. And if we don't support each other, then who will? We have to help each other grow, and that's what I am all about. Twitter's the worst on that. It just pushes these tweets on to me, while on Reddit I just frequent the subs I want. Yeah, maybe, but for me, Twitter has been working pretty well, and everybody's surprised I have so many followers. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or as a why are you having so many followers? You're actually crap. I hope that's not the case, but there's some people that I know who are pretty good and doing a lot of stuff, but they are not getting the followers that I do. So maybe they're not getting those followers because they're not so actively helping other people achieve those kind of things. So I'm not afraid to tell that somebody else is making a beautiful game and I wish I would be them. So I promote them and I play their games. I play them on stream. I do whatever I can to help them also get more viewers, to get more seen. And I hope that people will see that also later. Then whenever I need something, that they will say, okay, this guy is always helpful. I will help him too. You know, I mean, my wish list for Gaia is starting to slowly get there, but it's really, really slowly, like 130 or something right now. It's still more than I could have probably hoped for, but maybe once I get a demo out, it will start to grow. I hope so. I should definitely give my Twitter algorithm some more love and manually look up some content I want, and maybe it will sort itself out. Hey yo, Redmoor. Speaking of shout out, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to say before, actually, before I started to get sidetracked a little bit. Incredible. Incredible is now starting to make his own 3D game based on the movie series of, what was it again? The Maze Runner, right? The Maze Runner. It's not exactly the Maze Runner, of course, then you have to have all the copyright stuff. But he's working on it and he's starting to make good content. And what I told him, like, don't forget about your Twitter. I know it's hard if you don't, if you're not used to using Twitter as a social media platform for showing your content, but there's so many people there that actually love content like that. And if they just see it regularly and it gets pushed more, then you will get more viewers. You will get more people who are interested in your side project. And because it's becoming a very important project for him, it's going to be also more needed to have people know about it. So you cannot expect to launch a successful game on your Steam when nobody knows about you. So, I mean, Incredibro is doing amazing things on his itch.io. Really, he does. And now he's going for using Unity and making his game that he really wants. I'm really hoping that he will pick it up and that things will pick up for him, because yeah, a lot of things have happened to him, and it's going to be more necessary for him to get successful with that game. So, of course, I want to support that as much as I can, because Incredibro, or Incredible as he's called now, but he's for me still Incredibro. He's done so many things for me as well. That why would I not want to support anyone like that? But the same I do for anyone who I think is making a cool game. I'd love to show them off. I mean, that's what I want to do. I would love for them later to think, oh, but Dragonspirit Games has made such a cool game. I want to show that off as well. I don't know if that will happen. It's not like I'm expecting them to do it. If they don't, it's fine. But, you know, I want to help people achieve their goal, even if I might not. I'm trying to, and I'm sure I will try to get there, and I will do my stinking best to get there. But if I wouldn't, then at least I hope I can say at the end of the day, I helped other people get there. You know. So, and Misty Meaner Rayburn, you want to help too. So thank you so much and welcome back. I hope you have your food. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that this is the kind of stuff that people, especially in the indie dev community, I've found that people are very willing to help each other. So yeah, and indeed, Letterborn, and feel free to post it. Incredible. He has a very nice itch.io page. I do admire how consistent you've been. If someone from the community makes a game, would you say you'd play it on stream maybe? Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've done that before. I haven't just played Celeste, which I was wanting to just do for once. Celeste is one of the games that inspired me to even make a game, and I'd never played it, stupidly enough. So yeah, for sure. I've played several games of people who are in my community, the people who I found on Twitter. I've played a lot of them. I've played Incredibles games, a few of them. Yeah, most of them, yeah. And several others. And I would play them again. I would play more games of that. Recently, Veil of Shadows came out, which is a game by a Brazilian group. I have to look it up. But they just released their game. And I played it before on my stream as well. And it's pretty cool. And there's a game that you might heard about. It's called Spilt, which is done by a Dutch developer called Lente Game Dev. I played that also on my stream way before she got really famous, because right now she's doing extremely well. Everybody wants to play her game, and she got a lot of donations and stuff. Monsters on the Island? I think so. I want to show this game first, like Veil of Shadows. Everybody who didn't wishlist that game, by the way, go ahead and wishlist this, or if you want it, buy it. It's a very nice game, I would say. I played it, I liked it, I wasn't very good at it, but I also tell people I'm not the greatest player. I will make tons of mistakes, and I will probably die tons of time as well. But that's also fun of it, you know. Maybe link your game, incredible. I don't remember if I did, and I will check it quickly, and then I know if I did. Yeah, they did a really good job. And by the way, hi AZ. I haven't heard you today yet, so welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're doing amazing today. And AZ is also one of those people who keeps mentioning me as well on Follow Friday, which I also do, by the way, for him. And hopefully it helps a little bit. I mean, I think every week and I don't know about AZ, but I think so as well, I get a few more followers based off Follow Friday. And there was a moment, I think, like half a year ago, when that really took off. I was doing the Follow Friday, and on one Follow Friday, I think I got 150 new followers. And that's amazing, you know? It's really something that you cannot script. You cannot write that script. Let me see which one that was. Good. Yeah. I think I did. Yeah. It was the one where you have to protect that building, right? No. Looks different. Maybe that's because it's higher on the game. Looks familiar, at least. I think I played it. But yeah, you know, Credible has been one of the suppliers of many games that I've played in the stream, so it's really tough to know if I played all of them. I did play quite a lot of them. Yeah. So many different screens that I have open, and sometimes click a little. I think I played an early version. I think so too, because I was just defending one building, I think. For us that don't know what is a Follow Friday, can you elaborate? Of course I can. There's no problem with that, Redmore. Basically, Follow Friday is on Twitter. That's a hashtag. What I usually do, and I can show you, I guess, because my Twitter is not open right now, but I can open it. You will see all the stuff that nobody needs to see. But, you know, I'll show you from my profile. This is my profile, by the way, in case you didn't know that yet. And as you can see, I already have 4,805 followers, which changes a little bit every now and then. But just to show you an example, this was indeed my Monday mood this morning, but I try to keep people motivated anyway. But on Follow Friday, I did. You see a lot of people. This is, by the way, from Veil of Shadows. They just released. They were thanking me for shouting them out. But yeah, there you go. I make a post where I say basically, hey guys, it's Follow Friday, time to grow our awesome family. Let's connect and support each other, calling the game dev wizard, artists, creating worlds, the streamers that are spreading joy, etc. And then I have a few posts underneath that with the different people, and here actually link your monsters on the island, by the way. Don't worry about that. Meanwhile, you tag some people you're really helping, giving a boost. Also, if you want, I can add you to my Follow Friday list if you know. So you know more people. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it really helps a lot of people. So I do, most of the time, I do a list of the people who I know or appreciate a lot. With indie devs, there's quite a lot of them, and it just keeps growing, and I cannot always show everyone. Then I do a little bit of artists. So a friend who's been like from the beginning in our channel. She's also in here. And some people who are all high on accessibility, who know a lot about that. So Victor Dima, Sightless Combat, who's somebody who plays games blindfolded. He's actually blind, but to show off that he really plays without seeing anything. He plays, for example, Street Fighter 6, but he plays it completely blind, and he's better than you and me together. I can tell you, he will kick your ass. He's absolutely incredible. And there's some other people here who are really good at accessibility, amongst others, who is our newest follower, Misty Meaner Rayburn, who's here as well. So, I mean, and HyperX is an organization here in the Netherlands that actually has almost no followers so far, but they are also working on accessibility and help people be better with accessibility, to help people who have disabilities as well. And then I do some educational ones, the ones that actually help me a lot to be where I am today. For example, the Captain Coder, who I really enjoy very much, Jason Wyman, Thomas Brush, etc., etc. I'm the fiance of the late Brandon Cole. I worked with him on most of the projects he did. Oh, really? Wow. And then at the end, I have a list more of people, like, for example, voice actors. There's some a guy here that I know from the Netherlands called Jeroen van Wisse. Then there's Andy Stone, who does everything about Twitch promotion and stuff like that. So, you know, there's an entire list of people here, and I really like doing this. This is the owner, by the way, of that esports center in Rotterdam that I got to go to last Wednesday to work at their office, basically inside of their esports place. Wow, yes. So The Last of Us 2, I did loosely consult him on Forza Motorsport. I also did his website. Wow, that is amazing. Misty, you need to join my Discord, and I need some more from you, because you will be able to totally help me with more options for the game. Going to be I'm turning this off again. Don't see it right now. Anyway, I've been working a little bit already today on making some accessibility options. So, for example, one of the things that I did now is that I have the option to turn off backgrounds. Like, for example, this will turn off automatically if you have the option set to turn that off. If I can help you, absolutely will, my friend. Thank you so much for that. I hope you don't have ads right now. Sorry if you do. I cannot help them. They're just coming every so many times. So for those of you who have it, I'm so sorry. I'll try not to do too much. I'll wait a little bit for them to pass. It's just 37 seconds. And for those of you who do not have commercials, you just have to suffer me talking. I got home after a while and accidentally launched RuneScape. There's no accidentally launching RuneScape. You have to press the button, to do that. That's not accidental. You did that on purpose, and it's fine, You can also play a game if you want to. You don't have to devote all your time to me, Decidius. I understand that life comes and you want to do other things as well. All perfectly fine. Welcome, I hope it goes well. If I find your Twitter account, I will take a look at your Follow Friday post to know more people and also do a follow. You're playing Elden Ring right now. Incredible. For you, there's no excuse. You're my moderator. Just joking, man. I'm just joking. Do whatever you feel you need to do. And if you keep watching my channel, even if in the background, I already love it. So don't worry about it. It's fine. Life happens and you do other things. I can also not watch everybody the entire time. So I had this thing that I was trying to show before I got again distracted. It's really easy to get distracted. So basically I have two options. I can turn off the foreground so you don't see the railing in the front. And I have the option to turn off all these backgrounds. So the backgrounds can be very distracting for somebody who is nearsighted or has trouble viewing contrast, or is, for example, somebody who is colorblind. If you have a different form of colorblind, it can be really hard to distinguish stuff when there's a lot going on in the background. I don't know everything about these options, of course, but these are kind of simple things that I can easily turn off. So I can change the color of the background in this as well, because it's just a camera setting. And in this camera setting, I could say, like, for example, I don't want to have this color, but let me put it to something completely different. I don't want to do that right now because it's a setting I need for the rest of my game. But that would just basically mean that I turn those things off a little bit and change it. AZ, I don't know if I can do it for this one. I'm extremely stressed in my life right now, and I feel like I would need to do research to find people, but I'll try to get to it. And you know, Letterborn, you know what we'll start doing, AZ? I will make sure that I also will tag Letterborn in my follow Friday, and you can follow her from there and make sure that you help her a little bit as well. Anyway, thank you, Fire Rabbit, for the follow, and welcome in. It's always nice to have more people coming in. So normally this is about the end of my stream because I usually stream until around 10. Red-green colorblind is surprisingly common. Yeah, you know, there's an actually pretty awesome website for colorblindness that shows different shapes and types of being colorblind. And what I intend to do, at least to make sure that my graphics are still viewable, is to test them against that website. So I just make a screenshot of what I have, like for example this scene. Like I'll just start it because otherwise I have that irritating thing in front of it for the dialogue version that you don't see right now. But you know, here I have the backgrounds turned off, so I can turn them on. Of course, that shouldn't be a problem. But let's say I have them again, because now I have an option to turn them off. I set it. Navigates mir deine Liebe. Yeah, we also have people speaking German. Wir haben das auch, das geht schon. And Letterborn is also German. And so yeah, there's boats coming through. There's we can actually jump on those boats. Let me show you a little bit of the game, I guess. There we go. The balloon. Please don't wander off too far, guy. So the dialogue option is a little bit in the way now. We can pick up stuff also with E. There, if I don't go too fast, there we go. We can throw them again. This bridge is going to be remade. I need to make it bigger, and it should be able to open. And this dialogue is a little annoying now because it's just in my way and I cannot get it out. But I can actually go and jump on this boat if I make it. There we go. I'm on the boat. There's a little bug in there. I get bigger. But here's the Rijksmuseum that I've been working on. And then you can at least see that as well. So here you go. There's a Rijksmuseum, work in progress still. But just to show you a little bit. Well, technically, what are you, mine? If you don't understand? What? Anyway, so yeah, there's a little bit of the different view that you can have. And what I did today, and I have to show you in code for that, is that I just basically simulated like I would have set the option to turn off backgrounds. Obviously, I don't want to do that now because I want to show the game in all its glory. Bad to hear. Hope that it goes well. Good luck with it. Just referring to the fact that as a nation, we don't like being called German or French, but it's no big deal. Yeah, okay. But you speak German, I mean. Ich spreche hier normalerweise kein Deutsch, aber ich kann's schon. I can speak German, I just don't usually do it. So, yeah, because I'm an international channel, so basically I speak English, but I can speak German, I can speak Dutch, I can speak Spanish, so your German is really good. Thank you. I have, well, no longer because they passed away, but I used to have a German uncle. I don't think it was really family. Sí, hablas español también, Redmer? Beer Schnitzel. Right. Darf ich dann mal fragen, wie gut dein Deutsch ist? Mein Deutsch? Das weiß ich nicht. Yo también. Oh my God! Now everybody's gonna speak every language that's possible. But I'm Portuguese, so I understand a bit. Oh, okay, right. I know only a few words, I think, in Portuguese, and I would have to really think hard to remember them. Are you Portuguese or Brazilian Portuguese? You're Portuguese, right? Like from Portugal. Hast du in Deutschland gelebt oder wie hast du Deutsch gelernt? Ich hatte mal einen deutschen Onkel. Das ist einige Jahre her. Aber das ist, weil, warum ich Deutsch reden kann. Und dann habe ich auch noch in Zeeland gewohnt, hier in Holland. Und hier in Holland, Zeeland ist Deutschland im Sommer. So, yeah. Pero hace mucho que la habla. Que lo hablo. Ah, yeah, okay. ¿Usted habla en español? Sí. Hey, now you're gonna speak Swedish, Fran? Fran is over on YouTube, by the way, guys. And on YouTube, she's saying Hur med du Max. So that is Swedish, because she's studying Swedish because she wants to move to Sweden one day. And I do not know Swedish. I don't think I could speak that. And I have not learned any Indian languages, but I can speak a few words in Greek and I can speak a few words in Turkish, and that's about it besides German, Dutch, English, Spanish, and some words in French. Don't know any Spanish person, so since high school is over, no more opportunity. Naja, Deutsch ist aber auch schwer zu lernen, finde ich. Ja, stimmt, Fire Rabbit. I think Dutch might be even harder. I'm currently learning Japanese. It's a nice distraction. I love learning languages. I learn languages every single day on Duolingo. I have to check, but my learning streak is pretty long. 1,389 days. How are you? I am doing pretty okay, Fran. Thank you for asking. It's really funny to see the chat coming in also from from YouTube, because basically nobody usually is there on YouTube. So I need to do some more promotion to get people there. Like I said before here in the stream, I have only 80 people following me over on YouTube so far, which is absolutely nothing. So I have 80 videos with 80 subscribers. It's terrible, but feel free to send me your Duolingo name. I think it's Dragonspirit, just like normal. Let me check. Where do I see that? Always forget where. Dragonspirit 1976. You have way more than I do on YouTube. 80 is way more. Oh, okay, well, but I have 80, but I have almost none of them. Tell Fran that being able to cook mashed potatoes and meatballs is a requirement in order to move to Sweden. You hear it, Fran. You have to be able to cook mashed potatoes and meatballs, or you're not able to move to Sweden. That's what the Cydia says, and you know the Cydia, right? So for Letterborn, I will send you my nickname, and if anyone else is also on Duolingo, then feel free to add me as well. It's fine with me. So yeah, it's really funny to now see people from two places coming. You're welcome. Oh, okay, I understand that is a good idea. After this weekend, we should wait for it. Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's different things. Anyway, welcome in again, Accessibility Gamer, by the way. I was talking about you the other day, just today, because somebody else was Letterborn, who was asking also about accessibility options. She thought she would wait until the last moment to put in accessibility options for what she's making. And now she's starting to think that she shouldn't do it as a hindsight, but do it from the beginning. And I say, yeah, that's a great idea, and mention some people to get in contact with. So yeah, I mean, there's several people who you can get into contact with, and one of them is indeed Accessibility Gamer, but another one is also Misdemeanor Rayburn, like we just found out also. She has a lot of information to be giving to us. So I encourage everyone that I know as indie devs to make sure that they find those people for themselves as well. Go ahead and look at them. Go ahead and talk to them. Go ahead and give your thoughts, what you're trying to make, and I'm sure they're willing to help you. Just like Misty Meaner Rayburn now just said, she's willing to help as well. So yeah, I mean, they're all here to help, and it's like a benefit for both. Like it's a benefit for us because you're basically expanding your market like greatly. It's a benefit for them because they get more games that they can actually play. So there's no loser here. You don't get losers in this kind of setup. So yeah, at the same, as I'm drinking one right now. What? I missed something. What did I miss? Fred, what did you say? The only word in Portuguese you need to know are e uma mini de fazer favor. A beer, please. Oh my god, that's so much different than cerveza. My game barely has anything yet, but that means I can make the system immediately with those options in mind. Exactly. And that's a benefit. And that's also what I read a lot of people who do accessibility or are advocates for accessibility, what they say to me or to other people also is like accessibility options should be there from the planning phase on, not as a hindsight, because then you will have much more trouble building them in because everything is already working, and then you have to put stuff in place to make it work again, and that just will take you much more time, and then it will become hard to do. You will probably just never do it. I don't make games, I just model and sculpt stuff. Hey, but you're important too, and even you can do stuff for accessibility, Decidius, because whenever you post your stuff on Twitter, there's the alt tag, and you can use that to tell people about what they're actually seeing or not being able to see. So you're helping also with accessibility. Check and check. Same 3D or physical. I think Decidius is also making 3D stuff. Yeah, and Fran, who's now also over on Twitch, does the same. She's, if you don't know this, and you really need to know that, and you need to check out Fran, but you need to check her out, I guess, more on over on YouTube, because now she streams from YouTube lately. You should really check her out because she's taking you on Pomodoro sessions, but in those Pomodoro sessions, showing you her entire way of working and learning to get better at Blender. And she's getting pretty damn good, I would say. But I'm not an expert because I know nothing about about this stuff. So I could be wrong, but I think she's pretty damn good. So let me link you her YouTube, and you guys owe it to yourself to follow her. If you don't, then you're missing out. This is really cool to see her go. So go and check out her YouTube. Click that subscribe button. If you don't want to subscribe to me, go ahead. I don't care. But click that subscribe button and follow her. She does Pomodoro sessions at least at Friday. But I think I read she's going to do it more often. So you owe it to yourself to give it a look. You're welcome, friend. What's a little link amongst friends, right? So so those kind of things are for me really important, and I see more and more that people are being pushed to have a look at accessibility options. And I think really, indeed, like what they are saying, if you do this from the beginning, then putting this in is not going to be the hardest thing in the world. And there's some simple things that you can do to already be better than somebody who's not doing anything, right? So for example, what I just did, turning on or off backgrounds and foregrounds, that's something that a lot of games don't even consider. And it's an easy win. If I turn off the background, you don't get distracted by all the stuff or detailing in the background. You can just focus what's happening on the foreground where you're playing. You're playing and You want to see the buildings that you're in front of course, and you want to see your obstacles that you have to jump over. But the rest of the stuff, it's not important. You don't have to see it. It's great that you can see it if you don't have any problems with your vision. If you do, then an easy win is to turn it off. So simple things can really help a player to play the things that he wants to play. And when I think about stuff like physical impairments, you can do things like, at least, at the very, very least, make a controller be reprogrammable. So some people are not able to hold the controller like this, right? They can only hold it like one hand. So then you have to make it possible to operate stuff with that just one hand. And for them, they know exactly how they want to do that. So they might want to use the shoulder buttons instead of the buttons on the right, because you cannot reach them. So it's those simple things can really make a difference in making a game accessible or more accessible than the other game, right? So I just missed that physical part, and clay is cheaper than a 3D printer. That's true. Fair point, not into 3D printers myself, but I just like making the art. Yeah, true. If you like making the art, then you already have something that you could actually also make money with. There's a lot of people who would buy your 3D assets if they're good, and even if you do like low poly stuff, people would still buy it. You know, there's a lot of people who like those kind of simple. I don't think it's simple. I cannot even make a donut in Blender, but those simple things that they can use in their games. You don't have to do it yourself. I just love doing stuff with my hands. I'm currently getting into making earrings, and I also want to learn how to sew my own clothes designs. Well, that is extremely cool. I mean, you could also stream stuff like that, you know. There's a lot of stuff that people don't know how to do. I would not know how to sew my own clothing designs. But then again, you know, it all depends on what you really want to do. If you don't want to stream that, don't stream it. If you want to stream it, stream it. If you think there's a market for it, then sell it. I was actually considering streaming an earring making session. I think people would watch. That's super cool. I mean, I don't know how to do stuff like that. Oh, Pizza Hut is coming to Denmark. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the city is. You live in Denmark, I would say. That is going to be bad for your wallet then, right? I'm just worried about confusing viewers by jumping between game dev and crafting. Maybe. Or you could also just start a second channel that's just about you doing crafting. It's, you know, you can do it in several ways. You don't have to choose one way. You don't have to just use one channel. You can choose second channel. You can just go around and change it. I do indeed. Thankfully, they're not opening a restaurant near me. Absolutely not. Opening a restaurant near me. Well, the depends on where you are in Denmark, how near is near, right? So if they're near enough that you can order, you're already fucked. I might have a dedicated art and a dedicated game dev though. Yeah. Yeah, why not? I mean, if it's clear that you do two things, you might, you know, if you put it in your description and you put it in your planning, like you say, that day I do this, that day I do that, then who could blame you for doing more than one thing? You have two passions, then show the passions. I think it's fine. And that's one way indeed to do it. Your schedule will be your friend. You tell people in your channel up front on the schedule, I will be doing this. If only it was just two, yeah. Yeah, I know that feeling a little bit too well. If I could steer myself in 25 different directions, I probably would go for it. But then they go again like, yeah, you're spreading yourself too thin, and they're right. 5 things is a little bit much. Anyway, it's already 10:20 almost. I literally spent at uni today making words for a new language. You know, that could make you the new Tolkien. I don't think you want to be that, but you probably end up your entire life writing an entire book with your new language in it, and then at the end of it, you would think like, what was it all for? But I don't know. Maybe you could do it. I mean, if you can make it happen, it might be fun. To whatever floats your boat, I would say. Onlanging is actually a pretty common thing among rope builders. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, especially if you're gonna make, for example, RPGs, then there's more use for having something that you can make up. If you make up a new language, you can use it in your game. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Just write it in the Sims language. Yeah, like you cannot understand that anyway, so it doesn't matter what they say. Anyway, guys, I must admit we didn't do as much as I thought I would do today, but on the other hand, we had a ton of fun today. I really enjoyed myself with everyone who was here today, and I really hope you did as well. I'm gonna have to see somebody to raid. Okay, I have no clue, but I need to start resting. So we could always go to Shano. We could go to Fox Hollow Games. We raid often. We haven't raided him for a while, right? So that'd be cool. There's also Revere doing something called Unforgiven Space. Godot, Godot once. Blind Warriors fan is also streaming. Um, I would say Fox Hollow Games is most likely the most logical option to go to. What do you guys think? What should we do? Who should we go to? I think Fox Hollow Games is a good option. Yeah, Fox Hollow Games. Okie dokie. Then I want to thank you in advance before I start doing this for being here today and being with me and sticking around with me because you know there are a lot of things are not going as I wanted to, but I think we had some nice things today, and I hope everyone having a great day and had a great day and enjoyed being here. So let's go and Fox Hollow Games, who is absolutely amazing. I always like him. He's very optimistic and very funny. So be kind to him, and I see you guys next week. Bye.
heavily built around specifically Frost. I'm curious if we're actually going to be able to pull that off. Dragonspirit. Thank you so much, Dragonspirit. I didn't see the alert go off, but it's so good to see you. How are you? How was your work on Gaia? I saw you were streaming that earlier today. How was everything? Welcome on in, Raiders. We are doing some analysis on Bramble Royale, a Meteor Fall story, which comes from a very good pedigree. There's a bit of a reputation with this game series as being like some of the good games on mobile, like that don't have a ton of microtransactions, that aren't pay to win. They're just a good, refined deck builder. And this is their next venture. Good to see you, Dragonspirit. Good to see you. How's Gaia coming along? Oh, shoot, I accidentally picked one. Create a flame tile 5 times. Darn it. If your school's jam this weekend, yes, I remember you telling me about that. You were kind of getting your engine all ready and geared up for it, right? Work on Gaia was not going very fast. On the other hand, we had some amazing conversations. Well, there you go. Sometimes you need one, sometimes you need the other. I hope it was a rewarding and fulfilling experience in any case. I can't wait to see Gaia keep on moving forward. I'm just so enthralled by the concept. Once again, this bundling of decisions for me is the best part about the design of this game, frankly. I love this. The equipment and everything is kind of cool, but I love this because roguelikes tend to very heavily centralize around their progression. So you want to make the progression a fun and interesting experience. And doing it this way instead of the typical kind of drawn out, boring Slay the Spire map that we've gotten so many times, I think is really compelling. They're working on programming the accessibility options, but kept getting distracted. Yeah. Well, good for you for considering those from the relatively near the beginning. And, you know, instead of getting something released and then doing a big accessibility patch later on, that's huge. It's the right thing to do, so well done. But I understand that that's also potentially a difficult thing to stay focused on.